Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just your friend Han here, and it is absolutely great to see you here tonight. And tonight I'm very, very excited to share another fantastic product as usual, and fantastic bonus for you guys as well. And so today is about a very, very important and very serious topic. That is email list. You know, every single day or even every single minute, I get asked this question: how do you really make money with internet marketing? Is it just a big, huge scam, or it actually works? Well, come down to it. It doesn't matter what arena you're getting into. If it's video marketing, if there's local marketing, if there is, Facebook marketing. What is that one thing you absolutely need? You can randomly survey top marketers. They can agree with me. That is have your very, very own email, right? The email list, right? So yes and yes, right? So and you've been heard from many different top marketers says the money is in the list. Well, that's half of the truth. Another half of the truth is just because of your list, it doesn't mean you're gonna make money. I'm just being quite frankly with you. What you need is, that's an incomplete sentence. What you need is an engaging list. People who want to hear from you over and over and over again. Either it's the affiliate product you're trying to promote, or your very own product trying to promote, or the awesome content you want to share. You want to have that very, very engaging list of customers to want to hear from you and day in and day out and over again, right? So that's how you really one of the way you really make money. It doesn't matter, again, it doesn't matter what you plan to do, be an expert at Facebook, video marketing, local marketing, online marketing. What they all do have in common: a list, right? The bigger the list, the more money you're gonna have, and it just in generality, right? So another big problem, especially for someone who's just starting out with the internet marketing, is how the heck do you get the list built? Nobody knows me. I'm not like you, Han. I'm not a top marketer. Nobody knows me. How do I get that very first list built? But what you don't realize is, when I first started, nobody knows me, right? And so is many other well-known marketers in the marketplace. When they first started the first list, do you think they are already well-known marketers? The answer is absolutely not, right? So is it possible to build your very own list? The answer is absolutely yes, right? But how do you really do that? All right, so this is the reason I have invited Neil here to talk about what does it really take to build a very engaging list. Now, if you have been doing email marketing for a very long time, and if you probably bought quite a few email list building courses in the past, they're all fun. They all follow one traditional format of email capture. I personally have faulty of this as well, because I'm following the email course is have one landing page or squeeze page, right? I like to say that word, and to try to get people to a list. Well, Neil is going to be here share that 20% tweaking to get rid of just squeeze people into your list with that one capture page by doing something very unique, which is by, I'm giving a hint here, asking a very unique set of questions. So you segment people into the right list. So according to him, that has increased his sales by 75%. They heard me right. And what's that translate into real money? 4 figures in one day. Would you like to make money 4 figures in one day? I would, all day long, right? So, and he's going to talk about exactly how he pulled that off, right? So, with this awesome tool of his. So, of course, at the end of this interview, he's going to introduce a brand new tool of his, and it's 100% web-based. You don't have to install anything. It's really easy to set up. It has a great tracking system built in. You're gonna build beautiful landing pages, just a couple clicks of buttons, and most importantly, you're gonna learn exactly how you can build not just a list, but very engaging list. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please let me introduce to you the offer funnel, as you can see over here. Now, what I really like about this online platform, it's really super easy to use. All you gotta do is log it in, set up your squeeze page instantly, and set up a couple questions, And for depends what your audience, potential clients gonna answer, it's gonna send to different thank you pages. So you might be step back thinking, hey, why is not just using traditional way, just using the old way, one-step process? Well, the answer is very, very simple, right? This way is very, very effective. If you just send everybody into one squeeze page, you have no idea what they want, you have no idea what needs, wants, desires are, how the heck are you gonna market to them, right? So you need to have different questions to segment the list, to send to different thank you pages, so you can design specific marketing message or give specific marketing gifts, what we call the free giveaways, right? To really make your customer happier and want to hear from you over and over again. Now, if you have to do this manually, it's going to be really, really tedious. It's going to be very time consuming. It's going to be very, very costly by yourself, right? So he has created software to solve all that problem for you. It's unlimited usage, okay? All right, so it's a lifetime access as well. So I think if you're watching the demo, he's doing this interview, you're gonna absolutely love it. So speaking of that, let's come back to the interview here. Well, Neo is gonna be here to talk about his incredible journey. If I never heard his story before, he started as just an article writer. He just writing up article. He was an article marketer. Now he's one of the mover and shakers and product creators in the marketplace. He's probably making 6, 7, 8 figures. Okay, all right. So learn how he did it. When he started, does he hand over everything? No, he was just an article writer. You probably hired a lot of $5, $6 article writer yourself, but he started just like that. And then he turns out he found that magic bullet. Okay, magic bullet. And then he become very, very successful. So listen to the story, be inspired by the story, and do the same thing for yourself as well. If he can do it, you can do it, right? And inside this interview, he's going to discuss exactly 3 easy steps to build your very first list. And remember, this is not just any kind of list, but the list that want to hear from you, they want to be engaging with you, they want to talk to you every single day, okay? All right, that is what the real money is. Not just any kind of list, but engaging list, all right? The takeaway from that is, and then he's gonna show you exactly the results he's getting, and then he's gonna show you this new technique he's using to make that 4th figure in just one day, all right? All right, so that's incredible stuff, guys. So let's all go and join this awesome interview, and look below the video. You're gonna see all kinds of bonus that is offered by Neil himself, but I'm gonna offer more, of course. And if you want to get to the early bird, listen to the interview to find out exactly information on that as well, okay? All right, so again, this is your friend Han. Let's all go and join this awesome interview. Please keep smiling, and this is your friend Han again, and I'll be talking to you very, very soon. Cheers! Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your friend Han here, and it is absolutely great to see you here this afternoon. And today, I'm very, very excited to have Neo back with us again and teach us more about email marketing. And everybody say that the money is in the list, and which is true, by the way. And but a lot of people still kind of struggling to get the very list built. And most importantly, most people are doing the email list building wrong, and Neil's going to be here to discuss why that is and how you can instantly boost up your conversion on your email list and have more engagement with your email list as well. So all kinds of excitement. And at the end of this interview, he's going to introduce a brand new product of his, and that's really going to give you the shortcut to let you become the top 1% or 2% real marketers who's doing it right. You now have the power to do the same. So I'm gonna just leave that hint there, and so be very, very exciting about that. And Neil, of course, is gonna go in more depth review inside this interview to talk about what that is as well. So before we get into this excitement here, let's kind of learn how Neil got started with internet marketing, but most importantly, what did he do exactly to achieve the level of success that he has today? So Neil, could you kind of take over the mic, share your unique internet marketing story with us today?
Sure. Thank you for having me on this call, Han. I'm really excited to talk about exactly how I got started and exactly where I am at the moment. So my beginning in internet marketing was actually very accidental. I mean, it wasn't like I got a leaflet saying work from home opportunities and I started working. It was really, it came out of nowhere. And I guess, like many people, it was born out of necessity because I needed more money. I was at a stage where I had to, for something I can't tell you what, but I had to raise £6,000. I was in the UK, about $10,000, I think, within 6 months. And I had a stable job, like I was working in a 9 to 5 job, but I didn't know how I could make these $10,000 in those 6 months. I had no clue whatsoever what to do. So a friend of mine recommended me, hey, why don't you go to freelancing? Why don't you write something? And I started writing. And I'll tell you this, I worked really hard for the first 6 months, but unfortunately I didn't make that $10,000 that I wanted. In fact, I only made $4,000 in those 6 months. But the problem was that I wasn't really going after the kind of things that would pay me well. I was just doing whatever I could get my hands on. And then I started looking at what other people were doing. They were copywriting, they were driving their own traffic, and they were building their own lists. They were doing email marketing, and they were making money by promoting some offers. And that actually caught my attention because I'm a serial entrepreneur in that when I look at something, I do it for some time, and then I want to look at something else. So email marketing was fun because I'm promoting something on one week, and the week later, I move on to something else. So it was always exciting for me, always something new going on. All I had to do in that time was just continue to grow a list. So, I mean, just to give you a quick overview of that as well, it was quite simple the way I was told, drive traffic to a page, build a list, sell them something, email them something, and that's it. Later on, when I worked a bit more, and we can talk about that too, I realized that the process was a bit more complicated, but I mean, easy to execute, but you just had to do a few more things and do them right. So again, it took me a long time. I think it's been about 2.5 to 3 years now. It took me a long time to come from that phase where I was only making $4,000 in those 6 months to that I can make in a week. Well, actually, even less than a week. So it's a long time that it's taken me to get this far. But again, I feel that I have nailed down the exact processes that allow me to profit these kind of numbers week in, week out.
Mm-hmm. And you start as it's an incredible story because you started as a, just article writer. Now you're one of the top marketers in the marketplace right now. So with what you're knowing today, all the trial and error you've been in the past, what would be the top 3 advice you can give to people who just starting out with internet marketing?
That's a good question. That's a very, very good question. Okay, number one, be realistic. A lot of people promise you a lot of hype. They say you can make so much money so quickly. I'm giving you my example. I only made $4,000 in 6 months. Now, that might sound like a lot of money, but remember, in my day job, in those 6 months, I had made $30,000. So 4,000 was too small in comparison. So what that means is that you really want to be realistic that sometimes it's better to start at the bottom. Sometimes it's better to start with not too much hang-ups or ideas about how much you want to make. So start at a basic level, even if you're getting paid only $5 an hour, do it. That's number one. Number two, you've heard this so many times, but follow your heart, because if you try and do something that you don't really feel connected to, you'll get bored and you'll give up. For example, I was a paid article writer. I mean, I love writing articles, but I can't keep my own blog to save my life. It's just impossible for me to keep my blog going for more than 2 or 3 weeks. I'm just not excited by it. If someone pays me, sure, but it's not something that I find enthusiasm about. So make sure whatever you're doing, it gives you a reason to wake up in the morning and you're excited about it. That's very critical. Number 3, look at what the experts are doing. Follow what the experts are saying. A lot of times experts, by accident or by choice, share things with you that could basically change your business overnight. So, and something I can touch upon a bit later as well. I follow Andrew Chaperon. We were talking about email marketing. I follow Andrew Chaperon, and he talks about, using micro commitments to get people engaged and to make sales. And, till the time that I came across this concept, I was doing below average in my email marketing. But when I realized what this meant, the numbers just ran through the roof. And again, all it means is you have to keep an eye out to see what experts are saying, and that would make a big difference in your business.
Right, and it's most of the times that tiny bit, like the 20% little tweaking, that makes the 80% or 90% results, right?
It does. It's Pareto's law, and you're exactly right. And it's really these small things, and sometimes you don't even know. For example, even so that by this time you're still listening to me and you've been listening to me for the last 5 minutes, by this time you realize something that's going to change your business overnight and you're going to make a lot of money. So it is possible. I mean, all I'm saying is absorb knowledge. There's so much of it. Just absorb and use what you can.
Right, right. So if you already on the right path, for example, building email lists, and which we're going to talk about here in a little bit, if you do this 20 little bit percent tweaking, your email marketing is going to skyrocket. I mean, literally, that's what he said, mean to say, listen to the experts and see what they do, and kind of model after them as well. So, so since we're on this topic of email marketing, let's talk about. It's kind of really obvious to me and you why we need building an email list. But for someone just starting out, I remember when I started internet marketing, I haven't started my list, which I kind of regret it right now. But they probably quite haven't seen the picture. What the heck do I need an email list? So let's talk about why it's important to build your very own email list.
Sure. Well, let me give you a numerical example. I think it would really drive the point home why email lists are so important. And before I get into that, let me just say email lists are assets. It's like we're talking about rental properties, right? It's like having a rental property that pays you every month. So it's not something that it's not like a hotel room that you get for one night and then you have to vacate the next morning, but it's your own apartment. You can rent it out to someone else and get paid every week, every month. So if I compare, let's say examples, right? You spend $100 on ads and you drive them to an affiliate offer, you get paid $80 from that, or you get paid like $120. You make $20 worth of profit. Great, that's good. But what happens next week? You know, when you have something else to promote, you go start from scratch again. What happens the week after? You go start from scratch again. But instead, let's say in the first week, if you built a list, you might only make $100. But from that same list, the next week you could make another $80. So again, you're already $60 in profit. The week after you might make 60 more, that's $120. Week after 40 more, so that's 160. So as you can see, I mean, if you build the list, you build your long-term growth potential. Because if you don't have a list, it's like you just, I mean, it's really like that. Like a lot of people, you know, compare renting to buying houses, for example. If you continue to rent all the time, that doesn't really belong to you. I mean, you'll have to give it up one day. But if you actually buy a house, if you buy a flat, that's your property. An email list is exactly that. It's something that will continue to pay you, you know, even after you stop living there. So that's the great thing about it.
And I think I want to point another important factor out is it kind of goes to what you just talking about here. To be successful at internet marketing, you need two things: that's the traffic and conversion, right? And the one thing that you must have, listen to this, is the ability to control your traffic. You have the ability to send traffic to any offer at any time. And so far, I found email list is the best way to do this. I don't know what your opinion on that is.
No, I completely agree. I mean, email list gives you so much control, and you're right. I've seen businesses falling apart because people didn't control the outcome. You got to control the outcome. You got to control the results, and week in, week out, that's how you build a sustainable business. And an email list allows you to do just that.
Because if you think about it, let's say you're doing, you know, SEO. Let's say you're building a fan page. They're good, by the way. But what if something happens? Facebook doesn't destroy your fan page. What if Google have a freaking update again and your site's not there? You just lost all that, you know, all the hard work. But email list is different. Once you build it, it's there. It's there for a very, very long term, right? So just step back, think about what I said here. And if you're smart, you not only need to get the organic traffic, you not only need to get the Facebook traffic, you definitely need have your very own list. It doesn't matter what you do, offline, online. You know, what arena of internet marketing you all need to have lists. And if you look at top internet marketers, what do they all have? An email list, right? In fact, a huge email list, right?
Yeah, I'm jealous of them. Yeah, no, they do, definitely. And it makes a big difference. I mean, you can, just by looking at them, just by looking at what they do, you can tell that they're making much more money than I am, just because they've got 100,000 people on the list. So it's a very, very important commodity in this business.
And that's why I think that people before us and after us, and it's going to keep emphasized, this one oldest trick in internet marketing is have your very own you know, email list. I mean, things things like fad can come and goes, but email list has been around for a very, very long time now. In fact, make a lot of easier. The technology has made a lot easier than I first started, because I remember when I tried to build my first list, it was still dealing with the Java codes and HTML pages, and it was a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
So it was kind of crazy trying to figure out why is people not adding to my list. You got the double opt-ins and the single opt-in confirmation, just a whole lot of things to deal with. So since the technology has really, I mean, changed the way we do email marketing now, let's talk about how do we really build lists this around, doing this time, like doing the really revolution of technology. How do we really truly build a engagement list here?
Sure. I mean, this really bugs me, and because a lot of people, they have been taught, hey, you got to build a list, you got to build a list, but they're stuck in the really old and archaic ways of building a list. So they send, for example, and I've seen students of mine doing this, they buy thousands of clicks, right? And they send it to a page, and everyone sees the same thing, everyone gets the same email, everyone gets the same message. The problem with that is that, number one, it's going to get boring after a while. Number two, it's like not always can you get that scenario where one offer is right for 1,000 people. Sometimes you have to customize. Sometimes you have to ask, hey, what do you want? Let me show you something you want, and then show them that. So again, I mean, I won't say that I always did this kind of customization. When I started, like you were saying, the whole HTML and JavaScript codes, I did that too. It was a pain. It was a struggle. It worked for some time, till I was talking about Andrew Chaperon earlier, till I realized what he was saying when he was saying micro commitments. So what that means is, and actually it's a funny story, this happened to me some time ago, is I was walking down the street, and you always see this person with a clipboard in their hand, and you don't want to be stopped by them because you'll end up giving your credit card details to some kind of charity or something.
Right.
But I didn't want to be either. But this person just stopped me and said, hey, can I ask you a question? It'll just take a second. And I said, okay, I can spare a second, right? And his question was something really simple, and it was a yes or no question. I answered yes, and he asked another question. I answered no. He asked another question. I answered yes. And after 2 minutes, I was giving him my credit card details. So I'm a marketer. I think no one can get through to me and sell me something, right? Because I've seen it so many times, but he still did. And the reason he was able to do that was because he got me committed very quickly. With a simple series of questions and answers, he got me engaged. He got me excited about finding out what was behind door number one, what was behind door number two, and door number three. So that's the concept that we work on right now. So if you want to build your list, don't build it the old way. It still works. But what works even better is if you get people committed, if you get people engaged, if they believe in your sales message, even before they see that. If they believe, if they want that sales message that you're just about to give them, you'll obviously have more sales, right? So again, if I compare the old method, is like drive 1,000 people to a page, show them something that they're going to get when they opt in. 30% of them opt in, 300, out of 1,000, 300 people opt in, and you pitch them something hoping that they'll buy, and you make maybe like 5 or 10 sales at $10. So you don't make that much profit. But imagine this way: you drive 1,000 people to a page. You get them excited, you get them engaged, and with the kind of quizzes that we use, we occasionally get more than 75% completion rate. And after that, what we usually get from 1,000 people, about 500 or 600 of them opt in. And remember, these are stronger opt-ins because they have already committed to answering all the questions. They have clicked not once but 3 times. So they're committed, they opt in, and then when I show them something that I think would be relevant for them, they buy. Because remember, this time I'm showing them what they want, not what I want to sell to them. Instead, I'm showing them what they want to buy. That's a big difference. It's a massive difference.
Yeah, and it's like well, one of the things that kind of disadvantage of selling stuff online is, as affiliate or as product creator, is that you don't have the one-on-one consultation, what we call in selling. Is that you ask the question, kind of get the feel what exactly the client want to buy. Like I was selling house for a while, so we'll ask the question, well, do you want a 3-bedroom, or do you want a 2-bedroom? Do you want a 1 garage, or do you want 2 storage? Do you want a 1 storage? So we have that ability when you're selling one-on-one in person to discuss all that. But on the internet, it's kind of hard to do because you don't see the person. What is the next best thing? Is by using what he called micro commitment which is also another way to saying surveys, right? So
Yeah,
asking
exactly.
questions, and from there you can filter down. Now, so you might want to think about who has maybe never done selling in the past before. You might want to ask, why the heck do I, instead of going to one page, put the name and email address in there, get done with? Why do I have to go through the complex process of, let them answer this question, the next question, and the next question? The key here is when you do this, just couple more steps too, you're gonna get a very, very targeted audience. You're gonna speak the very, very targeted language. You're gonna speak the things they really want to hear. And that's the key. I think the biggest mistake for someone just starting with internet marketing is they're trying to sell to everyone. Take a product, sell to the masses. It's the smart marketers that really only talk to the people who needs the product, which another way to saying this is segmentation. So that is very, very important, because when you segment this, you can really speak the language. You're not really pissing them off because you are giving them what they want. The very, very cool solutions here. So I'm actually gonna let you talk about importance
Sure.
of segmentation, engagement, all that stuff.
I mean, let me give you an analogy. Let me give you an example, real life example that happened to me, and I think the guys who are listening would appreciate this.
Mhm.
But I've been in pickup for quite a long time, PUA and whatnot. So again, I mean, imagine walking into a club, walking up to this girl and saying, "Hey, give me your number." What do
Mhm.
you think is going to happen? She's going to ask you to go away, and turn around and just walk away, and you're going to walk away. But instead, imagine walking up to a girl,
Unless
and
you're like Brad Pitt or something, right?
unless you're Brad Pitt, and I'm not, unfortunately, as good looking as I am, I'm not Brad Pitt. But then imagine walking up to a girl and just asking her a question, just like, hey, do you prefer marshmallows or candies, or you something else, whatever, just getting her into a conversation. Do you prefer red wine or white wine? And by the end of those three questions, you know exactly what she likes. So, before you ask her for a number, you're like, hey, how about we go for a picnic in a park and have red wine and marshmallows? That already creates excitement in this person, because they've been engaged with those Q&A. And again, it's not, you haven't done much different than what you would have done otherwise, but you're just building conversation, you're building rapport, as you call as well, building trust. So it makes a big difference. So that's how we now do segmentation and engagement. So instead of just going in and saying, hey, give us your email address and we'll give you something cool, no, we want you to qualify yourself, that are you cool enough to get something cool from us or not? If you're not, we won't give you something cool. I mean, it's as simple as that. We have a 3-question process. You have to qualify. And when we start getting you to qualify to us, you get more ready to buy. I mean, imagine it's like seeing all the adverts for these cars that haven't come out yet, but you want to buy one because you see it every time and everyone's talking about it, and you go in, you walk into the car dealership, and instead of the car dealership just giving you the keys, he'll ask you first, how much money do you make every year, and how many cars do you have, how many family members do you have, and you really want to answer every question correctly because you want that car. So it just drives up the possibility to buy something. So the two things actually that happen here. So one of them is list segmentation, and one of them is offer segmentation, and both are equally important. So based on, say, 3 questions, what we do is we put you in a separate list. So based on your responses, we can put you in 16 different lists if you wanted to. Same way, we can show you 16 different offers if we wanted to. For example, going back to that girl example, right? She liked marshmallows and red wine and a picnic in the park. What about some other girl who likes marshmallows, white wine, and a picnic by the beach? So again, she could go in a different category, right? So you make these categories so that next time when you're making that phone call, or next time you're sending that text, you know exactly what to send. So next time, same thing with marketing. Say some people want, they're women, they want health and fitness product, and they want to lose weight. So you know that. On the other hand, you could have men who want health and fitness product, who want more hair. So once you know these different kind of categories, you can sell to them exactly what they want, they are after. Otherwise, you'll end up spending weight loss product for women to men, and that's just really bad mismatch. In fact, so bad mismatch that people actually opt out of your list because they say, hey, you don't really know us at all. So it really helps if you can segment your list even before you build it, because then people would, you can send them exactly the kind of messages that would work for them.
Hmm. And another important thing you just said here, I want to point out is in selling, you always have process before you even start really selling. is pre-qualification. That means you got to make sure he is the right person you need to talk to. For example, in real estate, we will have three different things. Let's see if I can still remember. You got to make sure he's got his financing in place, because you can show all the house in the world. He can pick up the one they like. If they ain't got the money to buy it, just waste your time, right? So that's pre-qualification number one, is make sure they got the money. That's why they maybe when you're walking in a car dealership, they say how much money you make. Well, that's pre-qualification questions. Second questions: are you willing to buy? Oh, like how far away are you shopping for a house? Do you want to just in the next day? Do you want it next month? Or you just kind of start looking, maybe take a year to close the deal? That's second. So why do you want to ask that question? Well, you can manage your time more wisely. You want to talk to the people that are pretty much want to buy right then, right now, right? But still kind of, keep touch with the people who want to buy within a year. Just kind of touch base with them. Hey, where you are now? Are you more serious about this now? So that's the second qualified question. And the third one, I don't remember, but you guys got the point now. So
Yeah,
that's exactly what he's talking about here.
it's very easy to create these qualification questions. Just think backwards, right? Say if you wanted to sell something, what objections would someone have, or what criteria would they have to fulfill, and just ask them about it. And trust me, people are going to line up outside your store. Even if it's an online store, they're going to wait to get your email, because they know that you'll give them the best thing that they want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. So it shows that you care too when I ask the questions. And
Exactly.
can you share maybe one or two techniques that using by using this a method to go into maybe perhaps a new market or a new niche to find out exactly what they want and then deliver what they want?
Sure, exactly. So this actually, I mean, it's funny that you asked that question, because it happened to me when I wanted to go into a new market, but I didn't really want to spend a whole day in trying to understand exactly what those people were after. I had some idea, so what I did was I quickly created a list of questions that I could ask them, and I ran them through a survey. And I just thought it would be a good test, like it'll be a fun test. But I realized that 45% of people wanted one thing, 25% of people wanted another, and 30% wanted another. In fact, the fourth thing that I thought people would want, no one wanted it after all. So it was a good way for me to understand exactly what my customers, my prospects were after, and I knew where to find those things for them, and I could deliver it to them right away, rather than trying to ask them any more questions after that. So that sort of thing works really well, because I can quickly figure out what is it that will sell in the market.
Okay. All right. So, you have personally tested this, and we're going to show some results a little bit later on. But for now, let's give some idea. What are your test results of the old, just one name email address format versus the survey format that you keep mentioning here? What exactly? It's kind of night and day here. So let's talk about what kind of results you're getting already.
Well, the opt-in rate is definitely higher. The opt-in rate is in many cases 100% or more. So for example, on a normal landing page with just an offer, and where they have to put in their name and email address, or even just an email address, I usually get about 30-35% on average. But once I send them through a qualification phase, the conversion rate goes up to 55, 60, even 75% sometimes, if they're answering all the questions. Then a lot of them opt in. So again, the opt-in rates that we get with this kind of qualification, they're really high.
I can see why, because I've been selling for a long time. So because you're not just kind of spamming it anymore. You really care about asking the right questions. So you really want to engage with it. They really want to. Not the difference between the other way and this way is that this actually the audience want to hear from you. They want to buy from you at that point. Especially if they took the time to answer all the questions. And especially when you're presenting the right solutions, they're gonna even love you even more. A lot of times selling is not just push product to people, but actually helping people make the right decision, and that's exactly what we're trying to accomplish here with an awesome tool here we're gonna introduce in a minute. So let's talk about the story a little bit. Why did you and your partner Phil decide to design a application web platform like this? What is the biggest problem you guys are trying to solve that you don't see nobody else is doing?
Sure. Now, of course, I mean, when you say the word surveys, everyone's like, well, surveys are a dime a dozen. There are like so many plugins out there that do it. I agree, they do, but they do it quite badly. Because thing is, Number one, they don't really allow for list segmentation. Number two, they don't really allow for thank you page segmentation either. So, most of the plugins or applications, even web-based, even something like SurveyMonkey that you see out there, it
Mhm.
doesn't really allow for any kind of segmentation. And I was looking at the price just before we got on this call. The one I see is €800, so that's about $1,100 for the year.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I mean, that's quite expensive, and that doesn't really allow you to do segmentation to promote things the way you want.
Mhm.
At the same time, people don't want to see boring surveys. I mean, everyone hates boring surveys. Whenever I see one, the last thing I want to do is answer one. So I just look past it. Instead, if your survey looks nice, if your survey looks really elegant, people want to stay longer and find out what's next. So
Mm.
for me, creating a solution that actually was elegant looking was really important because let's face it, I mean, surveys have been done before and they'll be done after as well. But the only kind of surveys that get answered are the ones that look interesting. They don't have to be interesting. The content doesn't need to be perfect, but as long as there's a beautiful image in the background, as long as it's relevant to people, they're going to sit down and answer each and every question. And they're not many. I mean, we usually just stop at 3 questions, so it works really well for us.
That's very very interesting. And so, do you have maybe a couple minutes, kind of show us what this thing do?
Sure, certainly. Let me just get the screen share up.
By the way, we have one viewer watching this
Oh, we
live
do.
right now.
Okay, excellent. All right, so yeah. So this is actually the analytics screen of one of the surveys that we created. So you can see 13 funnel visits, and again, it's a demo, as you can see here. 13 funnel visits, 8 unique visits. It tells you the conversion as well, how many email addresses we got, and it tells you how many people completed the survey. And again, email, day by day breakdown as well. Here it also tells you the funnel drop off. So funnel stats that 2 people dropped off at this point, and 6 people dropped off. They didn't answer the first question, so that you know exactly how many questions people are answering. And the cool thing is that all the data is collected here as well. So if you wanted to work out and find out exactly what kind of questions people were answering, you can work that out from here as well. So again, we're talking about understanding a market. This is the best way to do that. Now let me go back to dashboard and let me show you exactly how you can create one and what it looks like. So let me actually show you what this would look like. Let's open a Teespring funnel, or let's open a lawyer demo rather. So again, it's a very simple question with a nice elegant looking background. Say we answer yes in this case we answer no, and the next one, the third question, we can answer discount alerts, like hey, I want discount alerts, and it takes you to a thank you page. I mean, we've got a dummy thank you page built in here, but I can add my email address there and I'll be added to an email list from which people can contact me. So again, if you use this kind of software to build a list, I mean, as you can see, the process is seamless. The whole setup looks really elegant. It looks really nice. You can use your own background images. There's a countdown timer. You can use videos here. You can use images. It's basically HTML editor. So anything you want to use in here to create your own thank you page, you can. So again, very very nice looking one. So let me actually go in and edit one, or I can just create a new one. Let me actually edit one because it'll be faster, and let me show you how easy it is to set one up. So when you get in, the very first thing, you have to give a demo page. You have to give a name for the funnel, and then if you wanted to track where people were coming from, you can use your Google Analytics ID as well. And that makes a big difference because sometimes you would want to find out, you don't want to ask people exactly what sex they are, male or female, but you can simply look at this detail in Google Analytics and work that out. Then there's also retargeting. So for example, if you wanted to use Facebook retargeting and you wanted to target people all around Facebook, you could do that just by putting the code in here. We've got everything inside of the training videos in help. And then there's a thank you page. So what do you want your thank you page to be? This, in our case, is the thank you page. And again, you can put a timer, a countdown timer on the thank you page. You can put a logo, you can put videos, whatever it is you want to put on the thank you page, you can. Then integrate it with the email list and customize the button if you want, and you're done. The cool thing, and we just introduced this yesterday, was that you can auto-register people for a webinar if you wanted to, while they sign up to your email list as well. So again, it's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Oh, cool. That's nice.
Yeah, In fact, if you actually, Han, I know you'll drop the link, you'll give them the link on this page at some point, but if you actually click that link and follow through, you'll see the exact same settings. And when you sign up, you'll get invited to the webinar as well. So whatever I'm showing you right now is something you can see for yourself when you click the link that Han gives to you before we go live.
Cool, cool. And can you show them an example of the video background? I think that's a pretty cool feature.
Yeah, so I think PayPal actually introduced this a few months ago. But what you can do is you can just put in a YouTube URL, YouTube video URL, and we just play the background. We play the YouTube video for you in the background, like right here. This whole image, we replace the image with the video. Of course, there's no sound, but if you wanted to find a video of like nice waves or something, you could easily put that in here.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So again, I mean, it's very, very easy to set it up. We haven't complicated it, made it complicated at all. And the questions Q&A, very easy. So, you know, as you can see, it's a custom HTML editor. Just put in your question, up to 4 options. You can do that with 3 questions, and that's it. You're done. Your survey is created. Let me save it. And okay, this one was a lawyer one, but let me show you another one because. Oh yeah, the cool thing, and I'll show you that in a second. So this is the lawyer demo, right? If I click on this link again, if I refresh this, it takes me back to the thank you page. So it doesn't start from the beginning of the survey. So it's very clever software because it remembers where you're coming from.
And it depends what they answer, they get different type of thank you page, right? Different.
Exactly.
Okay.
So let me just go in. So let me pick the lawyer one. And I can go for segments. So when I click on segments, let me add a new segment, and then you'll see again it's very, very easy to orchestrate. So let's call this title of segment and test 1. So I could say, let's say people answered yes, no, newest products. In this case, I can create a unique thank you page, right? Let me go back. If I could then choose something else. In this case, I create a new thank you page. So I could create multiple different permutations of thank you pages. Just, you know, makes it easy to pitch exactly what people want. So for example, would you agree that attention to personal attention and detail become a routine to most lawyers, and it becomes less and less personal? People say yes. They say yes to this as well. And then I can ask them what is it that they're after, and then I can put them on separate email lists, and I can send them exactly what it is they asked me for. So it's very easy to create these segments.
Cool.
Yeah, great feature actually. I mean, great feature because this is what Franken did as well. I don't know, Han, if you followed that, but you know, Franken's a very, very big marketer, and he runs surveys all the time to his own list, gets them excited, gets them interested, and by the time they land on the thank you page, which again is actually a sales page, they're ready to buy something because Frank's convinced them through that little survey that they're missing out on things, and you can do that too.
Yeah, it's about ask the right question.
Yeah, so and actually that's something I'll cover on the webinar at 10 a.m. Eastern on the 8th. So you know, if you're thinking, oh, what kind of question should I ask, or how should I structure my question, I cover that technique in the webinar as well.
Yeah, and many more stuff.
Yeah, many more things.
So, got one question. I think especially with people who are trying to using paid ads and maybe buying the clicks, they're probably gonna wonder, what is the server gonna able to handle all that traffic?
Good question. Very good question. We've actually invested a lot of money in this. For the next 2 months or so, we put aside $1,000 for the server cost, and trust me, $1,000 takes you a long, long way. So we've made sure that because we are hosting this application ourselves, we made sure that we can meet your traffic demands. So any kind of traffic demands that you have, we want to make sure we stay robust and we stay up. So you shouldn't have any issues when you send traffic to our site.
I want to point that out is because a typical VPS server could be well over $200 a month to handle that massive traffic. So we want to come back to that a little bit later on when we talk about the offer itself. So, and so let's talk about the offer itself now. Let's talk about the name of the product, time to launch, and who's going to be really benefit for getting this?
Sure. So the product is called Offer Funnel. It's launching on 8th July at 11 a.m. Eastern, sharp. So we are doing a demo webinar beforehand at 10 a.m. And again, I mean, if you can click on the link underneath this video or around this video and join us, because I'll be covering some traffic generation strategies. I'll be talking about how to structure surveys correctly, and I'll also be talking about how to find the right things to sell and how to sell, something I think most people do wrong. So do show up to that webinar as well. I won't be recording it, but if you do show up, then you'll get a lot of value out of it, and I'll demonstrate Offer Funnel one more time for you on that call.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So in terms of, sorry, your last question was who would benefit from it. See, thing is, I'll be honest with you, I started as an article marketer. If you came to me and said, hey, use Offer Funnel, I would say I don't have any use for it. But I've come a long way, and I think a lot of people progress through in their life. They started in one market, they moved to another, they moved to another. So number one, and I know, I mean, of course I'm biased, I love this tool, but I think it's good for almost everyone out there. Almost everyone, as long as they're selling something, they can use it. That's the critical thing. As long as you're selling something, you can sell better by using this tool. Number two, if you're building email lists, you can build more segmented, much better email lists by using this software. I mean, there's nothing like this in the market out there, and this allows you to do a lot of cool things, a lot of clever things that make your offers more intelligent than just something that you put together last minute and hoping that you make sales.
Yeah, a lot of things I see in this marketplace is a marketer come out with this, what he thinks of is the most brilliant idea in the world. Everybody gonna buy it. Then they find out the hardware and nobody buys it. So this kind of eliminate all that easy. If you go into the unknown marketplace, you don't know what the audience wants. Well, let them take about 3 questions and to find out exactly if what you think matches what they think. Or else you just waste your huge amount of money and huge money time to build that product and end up not selling, which is not the best feeling in the world, I'll tell you that.
Yep, so, that's true.
So with this one you can build unlimited squeeze page, tests with different type of traffic sources. That's very important because different traffic source, they like different things. So as a smart marketer, you need to speak in different language and find out what they want and give them what they want. So that's what all about. So without asking them any question, let me ask you, how the heck do you know what they want? You don't know what they want. You have to ask them questions to kind of test them out. What do you really want? Do you really want the option A or do you really want the option B? Sometimes you can find out why that is. If you can find out the big why, then you well on your way, right? So that's really difference between someone just starting out versus someone has been doing it for a long time. So so let's talk about the front end offer. What exactly are they getting inside the front end offer? How many days are you gonna keep this thing open, and what is the starting out price for this?
Sure. So this is open for 7 days. It starts at 8th and closes at 14th midnight Eastern, and we're not going to make any exception. After that, we're going to put it at a monthly price of between $47 to $97, depending on what functionality you're getting. But for this particular beta launch, for this particular early bird launch, we're offering it at a lifetime price of $197. So for $197, you can get this entire application, which allows you to create multiple landing pages per survey, multiple email list segmentations, and allows you to put different kind of backgrounds in, and allows you to do GoToWebinar integration, countdown timers, autoresponder integration, anything basically that you could do with a normal squeeze page, you can do with this.
And we just want to remind you again, a typical VPS server to handle this kind of traffic will be well over $200 a month, but get this lifetime access, you kind of avoid have to pay for that stuff. So
yeah, we have the traffic for you. I mean, we're more than happy to do that. If you drive traffic, great. I think if anything, we want you to succeed. So I'll be happy to see that you're driving traffic and using up our resources.
Okay. All right. So and how many days are you gonna open again? Is it 4 days? I'm sorry.
It's seven days.
Okay, 7 days. Yeah. Okay. And what is the OTO?
The OTO is a white label license. So for example, if you have clients who don't want to buy a survey from you, because what my team is doing at the moment is they're calling up people and they're selling surveys for $500 or $750. So if you call someone and they say, oh, we don't want to buy a survey, you can actually sell them access to Offer Funnel itself, up to you for whatever price you want. So you could do monthly, you could do lifetime. It's your call, but you can sell them access to Offer Funnel itself. So again, we host that, so you don't have to worry about it. And that one is available for $1 trial for 30 days, after which it is $47 a month.
Okay, so kind of a bit confused here. So they can they rebrand as different name, or just give them the ability to sell to their clients? Just want
we're working on the rebranding, and I think by the time we go live, we should have the rebranding option available in there as well, so you can.
So instead call offer funnel, you can be called handfan funnel, whatever, right? Just for example.
Yeah, I think it sits on a subdomain, so it'll be handfan.funnel.com, for example. So that'd be fine.
Okay. So that's $1 for 30 days and $47
$47 a month.
a month. Okay. Okay. And you saying can you team and you are selling this for about $500 per month?
Yes, between not a month. I mean, it's like a one-off survey creation service. It ranges from between $250 to about $750. And sometimes when it's more hands-on, we can even charge higher. But ideally, we want recurring clients like most people do. So we try and charge only $500 so that they can stick with us month after month.
Okay.
And actually, Han, I'll tell you about one of the resources that we're using to close these clients. It's a sales presentation called Offer Funnel Lab. So essentially, using that sales presentation, you can show it to your prospects and you can close them for these kind of amounts that I'm talking. So you're getting that and some other cool things as bonuses when you get this.
Okay, cool. All right, so since we're speaking of bonuses, let's talk about when people grab from my link tomorrow when this thing launches, what kind of bonuses you had to put up together for us?
Sure. So the first thing, as I mentioned, is this Offer Funnel Lab. It's a sales presentation that you're getting. Plus, you're also getting 3 emails that you can use to sell these surveys as a service. So, for example, let's say you run one of these surveys to local prospects. They get on your list. What do you do then? If they don't buy right away, how do you sell to them? We give you the exact emails that you can use to sell to these prospects. You're also getting 10 ready-made surveys plus background images as well, so you don't need to worry about creating your own surveys. If you want to just get started, it's plug and play. You just download the file, you put in the questions, you put in the background image, and you're good to go. Plus we have a few other things as well, and I'm just going to go and quickly get the details on that. So yeah, we've got audience insight training. So as you know, audience insight is quite a new part of Facebook ads. So we've got dedicated training that shows you how to use that to drive traffic to these survey pages. And we also have a plugin to create landing pages. So for whatever reason, if you don't like the landing page inside Offer Funnel, you can just use this additional plugin on your site and you can create your own thank you pages there. But we're also going to add more things, just so you know. Over the next few days, as the launch moves forward, we are thinking about adding more goodies in there. So if you get it soon enough, you'll get all the bonuses. But if you don't, I cannot guarantee that I could give you the rest of the bonuses as well.
Now, if I'm tracking correctly, I think you got a total of 6 bonuses already. Well, what is the perhaps the estimate value for those if people had to buy?
I think, let me see, I'm getting close to $600 for those. But like I said, I'll be adding more in the next few days. My team's actually creating them just for this exclusive launch, so we're still working on finishing them.
Okay, great. So, Neil, I think that's about all the questions I need to ask you today and right now. But I got one last question that is very, very important. And as people listen and watching this interview, they know the importance of asking the right questions. Going to help you closing the deal much faster and much more effective. And they understand that if you're just doing what everybody else is doing using the old format, it's probably not going to be effective as just using this little tricking here to add a couple of questions They want basically one half this online platform of yours, the offer funnel. But everyone has that little voice in the back of the head says, "Don't get it. I'm too scared, and don't buy it. Don't take action." The little devil inside of you. We all have that. So, my question to you, Neil, is, and what makes this product of yours so unique that you absolutely grab during this launching period?
Sure. Number one, I'll be honest, you might think here 197 is a bit too much, but then think about how much you'd be paying at SurveyMonkey and not getting half of the functionalities that we have. You'll be paying 800 euros a year, actually, which is close to 1100 $1,200 a year, and this one's only 197, which is lifetime. But like I said, I think where a lot of survey applications go wrong is that they don't make it elegant enough, they don't make it appealing or inviting enough, but we do that. Because these surveys are appealing, they're inviting, people come and they answer these surveys. Now there's a third thing as well. Check it out. I mean, you know, when you get in, check out the site. It's mobile optimized. So the site itself works in mobile as well. But here's the thing. We are adding, all we got to do is add an SSL certificate. So our team is working on it at the moment. So during the launch itself, we'll make it Facebook enabled as well, so that you can put this inside of Facebook tabs. And I think that's a very, very big thing that no one out there has even thought about doing with surveys, putting them inside of tabs and basically having the whole funnel in there, you know, maximizing your traffic right within Facebook.
And one thing I want to point out is it tracks too. They have all the stats back there in the back end office already. That's what really going to help with your marketing, because most people are doing what I call blind marketing, just mail to everybody. But this way, you're doing what smart marketers do is you figure out exactly what your audience want, give them exactly what they want, and probably more. And then they're gonna absolutely love to open your emails, love to sign up for your next list, and basically have that higher engagement. And as a result of it, you're gonna make more money. I mean, that's just what it is, right?
Yeah, makes a big difference. Makes a very big difference.
And I think you probably forgot to show this before I go. I'd like to maybe kind of show us the actual test results you're getting by using this method.
Sure. Let me just drag this screen over here, and yeah, I can show you now. Okay. So what I did was, I mean, this.
1 second here. I'm not seeing anything. Okay. All right. I see you now.
Great, excellent. So, I mean, this is over a few days, but I can even break it down by days and show you. But the cool thing about this was that I wanted to, I wanted to promote a different product to my list than I usually do. So usually, you know, as you know, most of our products are Facebook, and KV Social customers love it, but I wanted to promote something new, and I wasn't really sure if my customers would appreciate that or not. So I decided to take a more softer approach. I created a very cool, you know, 3-question survey, and I got them to answer that. And by the end of it, not only had 85% of people answered the survey, but many of them had gone through and actually had bought the application. And if you look at that, many of them had bought the upgrades as well, because they realized that, you know, just by answering yes to a couple of questions, they realized that they were missing something. And that made a big difference. I reminded them what it is they're missing just by answering a couple of questions, and it just made it easy for me to close them on the actual sale.
That's that, guys. Well, you guys, I mean, what more can I say? I mean, you guys seen this thing works, right? So yeah. Can you come back to the cam now?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Okay, excellent.
All right, cool. All right, so on that note, Neil, thank you so much for spending time with us and kind of show us this new way, more effective way to get your list built and have more engagement with your list, and not piss them off either, and make them more happier by the day. And so before we leave here, do you have maybe a final word of wisdom you'd like to share?
Not wisdom itself, but story perhaps, just a very short one. Right. But when I did the survey, so I think I told you on the 26th, 27th of June, I ran the survey with my list. I actually got a lot of people requesting, hey, this is really cool, how do you do that? This is really cool. I want this as well. So, I mean, just to point this out, and I'm not bragging here, I just want to be honest, that this kind of thing has not existed in the market before. So the fact that you're looking at it, the fact that you can see it, the fact that you can see the service that it creates, a lot of people are getting it. We got a lot of requests for people saying, hey, can you please offer it to us? You know, we want to use this. So again, it would go a long, long way in getting you the kind of result that you want. Comes with 30-day money back guarantee. Get it. If you don't like it, let me know. We'll get you your money back. But at least try it and see how excited your prospects become just by answering some questions.
Cool, awesome. On that note, thank you guys for watching, and make sure you stay tuned. Watch a very short demo/sales video, and so you're gonna be have more time to do an in-depth review on that, so you know exactly how this thing gonna save you money and time, and most importantly, make you more money, make your client potential prospect more happier than ever before. So that's very, very important, guys. And look out for my email tomorrow. In the meantime, go ahead, sign up for his early bird webinar. So he's gonna teach you a whole bunch of cool things. I'm just put it that way. He's gonna teach you a whole bunch of cool things that's gonna really, really help you with your marketing as well. He always does. Look out for my email tomorrow. Looking out for the early bird link and the bonus and stuff. All right. And Neil, thank you so much. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very, very soon.
Thank you, Han.
All right. Cheers.
Hi, it's Phil Benham, and welcome to OfferFunnel.com. Boy, do I wish I had this when I started building sales funnels online. This is a game-changing software that creates amazing sales funnels in just minutes. Stunning surveys that engage your visitors like nothing else out there. Amazing animated poll questions which guide your visitors straight to your products as their only solution. And beautiful quizzes that get your customers' attention and inspire them to purchase. In fact, there's undeniable proof that surveys, polls, and quizzes are more engaging online than images and even videos. You could easily make surveys for your own products or services, polls for your offline clients, or quizzes leading to affiliate offers. The possibilities are really endless. OfferFunnel makes the perfect pre-sales content for anything being sold online. Let me show you how it works. So basically, the underlying theme behind OfferFunnel is that you need to follow 4 main principles to effectively sell anything online. First, you need engaging content to attract your visitors' attention. And it's been proven that because people have to read, think, and then click when they see surveys, polls, and quizzes online, they are absolutely the most engaging types of content. And second, your visitors should be giving you micro commitments in order to keep and enhance their interest in your product or service. When you word your questions correctly, that's exactly what surveys, polls, and quizzes do. Curiosity is built right into our DNA, and each question draws us closer to caring about the outcome. Third, in order to convert people who don't buy immediately, they need to be sent an email sequence to get them back into your sales funnel, right? But not just any email sequence. Your emails need to be personalized. And if you know how they answered your survey questions, you should be able to segment your visitors onto different email lists so you can send them information that's written just for them. Finally, not everyone responds favorably to the same offer. So an effective sales funnel will present custom offers to different visitors based on their preferences. Now, OfferFunnel wraps all of these concepts into one easy-to-use product and gives you the power to engage your visitors like never before. Get micro commitments with every question and show different opt-in forms and even different offers based on their answers. Let's look at just a few and see what offer funnels actually look like. Here's a very simple one, which might be used to sell camping equipment, outdoor awareness, or even segmenting leads for an RV dealership. This first question asks us about what we love about camping, and this really invites us to get involved. Nothing scary about it, right? Simple, unassuming, and easy on the eyes, getting us in the mood, really. Watch what happens when we choose an option. Notice the scribble animation, then the fade to the next question. Very professional and gives a nice vibe to the user. Here, we ask folks how often they enjoy the outdoors. Again, very unassuming, but this might be important information for you as an affiliate of Camping Gear. You might put folks who are extreme outdoors people on a list with more frequent offers. And finally, when we ask who they bring with them, we're getting a little more information about them, which might be important to us. RV dealers might ask if they're retired yet or how close to retirement they are in order to correctly classify this person on the lead list. I could even get specific and ask what type of equipment they think they need the next time they go camping, giving them a few options. Now, based on their choice, I could send them to different landing pages showing those types of products immediately. Here's another we created for a product launch. Notice the headline and call to action stand out nicely. Then we have the question below. In this case, we're using custom HTML above the question to set the stage and give some context to the survey. It's important that people think about engaging content and give an answer which gets them ready for the next question. We ask, what's the best way to keep a visitor's attention? Again, we're not selling anything here, but we are creating an environment which inspires folks to think about a solution. Our last question asks them about offers. We're confident that 95% of our users use a single offer to sell online, but this gets them thinking about using custom offers and opens up possibilities in their mind to help increase their conversions. Finally, the thank you page was created in our settings for the funnel and shows a countdown timer, a video from YouTube, but could easily be one from Wistia or Easy Video Suite embed code, and an opt-in form. If we fill this out, we'll be opted into a pre-launch list, a webinar from GoToWebinar, and we'll be sent straight to the sales page. One more before we finish, check this out. You can even use videos for your background to really get visitors engaged. Also, notice the video above the question. You can use different videos for each question and set them to autoplay and really create a smart dialogue with your visitors. Pretty awesome, right? Finally, professional survey creation for everybody, not just those with access to expensive software with features that have nothing to do with selling online. OfferFunnel is survey software targeted for everybody, but especially for marketers and business owners so that you can make sales funnels that engage, attract, and convert visitors into buyers. So stop making boring, plain surveys because a fully customized survey, poll, or quiz is now within your reach in just minutes. And for one incredible one-time price. Let me show you, in fact, all the features you get with your offer funnel so you can see just how easy it is to build your sales funnels. All right, so once you're logged in, you'll find your dashboard, which lists all of your funnels and gives you some stats at a glance, like how many visits and conversions they have. Then you'll see a section for quick actions. You can view your funnel in a new tab, edit your funnel, view analytics, view or create segments, duplicate your funnel, delete it, or even pop up the embed code so that you can put it anywhere you want. Let's edit an existing funnel to see the settings inside. On this first tab, we have some basic settings, a place to put in your retargeting pixel code, either in the head section or before the ending body tag. After that, we see the thank you page options. We can use a redirect URL, and we can even use a thank you page before redirecting so that we can get them onto our email lists. If we don't use the thank you page, all the options for that are removed, and once your visitors complete their funnel, they will be sent directly to your redirect URL. If we do want to show visitors a thank you page, all of these options open back up. Now we can show a message where you could include any custom HTML, including video embed codes, or whatever you like. Below that, you can paste your email service embed code for the list you want to put opt-ins on. You can also customize the email submit button to match your funnel's colors. Under that, you can include a countdown timer and even customize the colors so that it doesn't interfere with your color scheme. You can set this timer to end at a certain time, and even redirect to another URL or show another custom message when it's over. You can simply paste in your GoToWebinar registration URL to submit your opt-ins to register for a webinar automatically while they opt in to your email list in one step. And finally, you have options for the funnel like background image, video or solid color, and overlay and text colors to fine-tune your funnel and make it look its best to your visitors. The next few tabs are where you put your questions. The first one is mandatory, while the last two are optional. If you want to use more than 3 questions, we have a way of chaining funnels together seamlessly so you can have as many questions as you like. You'll notice that above each question, you can even include custom HTML and video embed codes. Once you save your funnel, you're back at the dashboard where you can find the URL we create for you, or you could use the embed code to include it anywhere on your own websites. Let's look at the segments for a funnel. If we don't have any, you'll see that it's easy to create one. Just click the New Segment button. Now we can just choose a combination of answers. Then, moving on to the next tab, we create a thank you page or scenario for folks who answer just the way we segmented. We have all the thank you page options as we did for the default funnel. This is especially useful when you want to create segments for visitors who answer a certain way and use different email list embed codes for each segment so that different visitors get put on different lists based on how they answer. You can even use different redirect URLs based on how your visitors answer your questions. Used correctly, this could be the most powerful feature of the software. Let's cancel segments and go back to the dashboard. Now we can look at our analytics and see some stats about our funnel, which will help us fine-tune it to increase conversions overall. Of course, you could include your own Google Analytics ID to get even more in-depth than the basic numbers. But here you can see the total visits, unique visits, conversion rate, and completion rate. You can also see where folks might be dropping off of your funnel and even how many people answered each question. Can you see now how powerful the system will be for your business? Let's talk about what we have for you right now. The Offer Funnel system will be launched soon as a monthly service for $27 a month. And we're very confident that this will fit nicely into the current marketplace and that will attract plenty of users at this price. But we wanted to give a very special offer to our internal community before it goes public, and we wanted to make it irresistible for you. If you paid $27 a month, that would be $324 a year. And after you see that it makes such an amazing boost to your bottom line profits, you'll be glad to pay it. But we know that you'll use this system for your business for a long time to come, and as we continue to improve it year after year. So we're giving you lifetime access at 40% off of an annual subscription. This means that you'll only pay for it once and you'll have access to it forever. This offer won't be around long. In fact, we'll only be offering this during our exclusive pre-launch with our top affiliates for a short time. After our pre-launch, you can still get it, but you'll have to pay monthly. Please don't miss out. So for only $197, you can get lifetime access to Offer Funnel and all the amazing benefits you'll get from using this unique, game-changing software. Here's what I want you to do. Go ahead and click the Buy Now button on this page before time runs out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the inside.